interesting conversations, ranging from, the convictions and numerous convictions by the EFCC and the catchings and the draggings. Throughout this week, there have been one prominent parastatal in the news.
Right.
Throughout this week, and there's been a lot going on right in that scene. Now, we did also talk about let's talk about this week again.
Well, I just think we mentioned about the what's his name now, the Yaya Bello issue.
His case is part of the
course.
It's been issue. Very prominent in the news.
Very prominent in the news. What else did we talk about?
We just had a number of things we talked about.
There's too much in Nigeria for you to even remember these days.
So many
Except
things.
you just look at the one for yesterday. That's how you remember these things. Cause, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
But anyways, though, it's going to be quite a lot to talk about today.
Now, let's just do a quick recap of everything you need to know. The ABC, All Progressive Congress, yesterday proposed an all-inclusive government in Ondo State as a solution to its post-primary election crisis. And, of course, that one had their own crisis going on in that state. The federal government also ordered a comprehensive manhunt of 109 fleeing inmates of Suleja Medium Security Custodial Center in Niger State. And this will be the second time we're having such an experience.
Sure.
Why does it keep happening? These people go back into the society. Because you cannot tell me you are able to get all 109 of these people. What becomes the fate of the ordinary man? That's one. Number two, what becomes the fate of the people who initiated the arrest in the first place?
That's right. 109
of them fleeing from that prison is not an encouraging situation, especially that it's a recurring one.
That's right. And then you must also consider there was an angle, during the dailies today, the pages today. Yeah. Somebody made mention of a friend who was just coming back from work at about that time, and not even knowing what exactly was going on. He was apprehended, by the security, person.
That's the issue.
They asked him for his ID card. He didn't have it, and they were almost taking him in there as, you are one of them.
You're one of them.
And it takes to the place of misplacement of identity.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to data issues. Do we have the data? Do we even know this person?
Yeah.
Are their faces on the internet? Is what Nigerians
accurate data of these people.
Accurate data is what somebody got to call in to intervene. That was how this person was saved according to the report. So yes, it really causes gives you the goosebumps, the bombs when you think. I already have it. I mean, thinking about it alone,
it could be you.
It's crazy.
It could have been you.
That's the point.
Being apprehended.
That's the point. Could have been me. What would have happened?
And a certain group of people, they went to these prisons to find out the crime that some people committed over there, and some people are innocent.
Can I shock you, Martha? The thing is, this is the shocking truth, right? There are some persons who are there who probably don't have a crime, not more than he stole Gary, and all of that.
Some of them mistaken identity.
Okay, mistaken identity.
Yeah.
Some of them are innocent. Now, I could shock you to telling you that based on the elongated stay in these places, they can almost become hardened.
They will become hard. And guess what? I learned that some children were born there.
Oh.
They were born there. And it just makes me think that anybody can become victim of these things.
That's right.
Anybody can be held for a crime they did not commit, especially when there's a mass flee like this. That's 109 of these people leaving. Anyone who happens to be within that vicinity at the time would be apprehended as well. Just so that the people responsible might try to save their heads. Remember, there are people who are supposed to man that area where these inmates are.
It was a case of negligence, though, because the infrastructure has been there from what we understand from the time of 1975.
So they should be held accountable.
They should be, of course.
They should be held
accountable. But then we just hope it's not going to be another situation of sweeping under the carpet, right? Because we hear quite a lot of things will come up in the open, and before you know it, we don't hear these stories anymore. It gets swept underneath the carpet. But don't worry, Martha is here. We will ensure that we talk about it. We yap about it
until something is done, man.
Something is done.
Because it's important. It's very important. Now, also we are going to talk about the telecommunications operator in Nigeria, including MTN Nigeria.
I don't understand.
Globalcom. They've asked the federal government approval through the Nigerians Communication Commission to raise their tariff. Now, the development came after foreign exchange losses and rising energy costs for some of the operators to post losses
Last year.
Last year,
Please. That was last year. And then, please, can these people just be considerate sometimes? The monies that they have made over the years.
See, Uduak.
Please.
You go and pay for 24 gig.
You don't see it, man. I think we've been.
You want to pay for 24 gig of data worth
yeah.
of data, and it's taking you 1 week. It's taking you 2 weeks, and they're telling you it's 1 month data. 1 month is 1 month.
You know, and who's holding them responsible for it? Nobody's holding them responsible, and that's why Nigerians will say, these guys have nerves. You just come out and then you tell us about some exchange rates here and there, how you've suffered losses. What about all of the short changing that has been going on all this time, right? And then how many of the CSRs have you been doing? How many of them could be equated, you know, to what's going on in Nigeria? Just a little bit. How many of them could be equated to it? You cannot equate it. That's the truth. If you're to put it side by side, what you've taken from us,
we're looking at possible increase. But now, how many Nigerians? We hear that, right? According to statistics, that the youth make 60% of Nigerians' population, and then the old people are there because, of course, the 60% will most likely cater to the 40% which we have left. Because they might just be spread across ages 50 to and above, right? But how many of these 60% can actually afford their daily necessities?
Considering the harsh conditions.
Considering the hard conditions or harsh conditions.
Reality,
We're talking, was it not just last week we were talking about the electricity tariff and all of that? It's still like that. I'm telling you now that you recharge a 5,000 and in another 2 days, it's beeping. There's a 20,000 in another 5, 6, 7 days. It's beeping.
And then
we had it talked about everywhere on the news, everywhere. And then this week it feels like everything has just gone down the drain.
That's the thing.
You know.
Well, the federal government, as a solution, the federal government said they're selling off some power plants.
Okay.
They were going to sell about 6 power plants now, so that they can revamp the system. And I'm like, how many times are we going to sell? If by selling, you're telling me you're privatizing. Isn't that what you're saying? No. So how many times are we going to do this? How many times are we going to engage this process? Can we just engage this process once and for all and get some persons who really know what it means to power a nation, power a community, to get into this business? And Nigerians are not really even about. We're not as much as there should be some considerations when it comes to how much you're charging, Nigerians, right? But Nigerians would be so happy if we saw power. And you called it 22-hour, and then you killed all the band A, band B, band C, and all the bands here and there, right? And then you gave the power out to Nigerians. First of all, let us see that you've got capacity.
Yeah.
That's the
then we can now start to ban people, ban A, ban B, and all of the group people.
Good, that's the thing.
Anyways,
start to group people and all of that.
People, we're just bantering on everything that's happened all through the week.
Sure.
And so it's important that you can pick any one of these conversations, of course, and anything that we talked about. But just let's give us a few updates. We see that bandits attack Zurmi Emir's palace and kills 3 people. That is the Emir of Zurmi, that's Alhaji Bello Muhammad Bunu, killing 3 people and abducting some residents of the town. The bandits who stormed the town around 10 p.m. On Wednesday, according to locals, also attacked the residence of the former military administrator of Nasarawa State, Colonel Bala Muhammad Mande. He is retired now. While the colonel, a former minister of environment under Chief Olusegun Obasanjo's administration, was not in the house, where the emir was in the palace when the bandits launched the attack. And now during the attack, the bandits also destroyed GSM and burnt about two generating sets located adjacent the palace. And now a lot of destructions were made around there. But this is just the update that we have as regards the security situation right there in the country. And now, we just might have been celebrating quite too early, because we see that the dollar is now fighting against an hour yet again.
1,450, if I'm not mistaken.
Yet
to
again.
$1.
Yet again, we're still dealing with that situation right here. And I mean, it gets me thinking. We're celebrating this moment. The next moment, we're out there thinking.
We're out there,
yeah. And then yesterday, I was telling you about being out there pretty late to get fuel and everything. At that time, I saw videos where it was alleged that petrol was now selling at 260 in Lagos. Someone made a video and said, this is Ikorodu. I'm in Ikorodu right now. Fuel is selling at the rate of 260 naira and all of that. Then some part of me wanted to believe it because they were all happy and they're like, something is really going to change if this actually reduces. Right, yeah. But again, I saw the memo that was put out there by the NMPCL, and they said the price of fuel will not change. They categorically said it. You guys stop hallucinating. The price of fuel will not change until certain factors, will change eventually. It's a general open banters, guys. We're keeping the phone lines open so that you can keep your calls coming through, and then of course we'll be reading out more stories to you. The numbers to call are 09073530044 or 09087668888. On WhatsApp, you can leave us a message and be a part of the conversation as much as possible on 09097054450. Also, we see that the federal government is pledging to revamp the textile industry. Federal government reaffirmed its dedication to revitalizing the textile industry in Nigeria, and we knew it was one of the booming sectors in the Nigerian economy at that time.
Gave us foreign exchange.
Yes, it was exported in their numbers and quantities, and all of a sudden it's just very dilapidated. If you see the one in Kaduna State, it's very abandoned. Nothing is going on right there, and now the federal government is pledging, allegiance to opening up that textile industry and seeing it much more functional than it has been over the years. Hello, good morning to you. Hello.
I'm John. I'm coming from Jersey.
All right, it's good to have you. Talk to us. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go on.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you speak? I cannot hear you, so I advise that you just call us back and try to speak up and clearly too, so that we can get to hear you, and everyone out there too would be able to hear you clearly. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mata.
Good morning to you. Is this Elder? All right, Elder. Thank you.
That's
all right. Thank you so much.
That money director of NMPC will tell us for that cost preparing work. If you did this country, I don't try. I don't know what politicians need to tell us. What we can do, don't take them deceive the nation. Now, petrol prices again. Some places now they are selling 900 naira in this country. I don't know how politicians are very wicked. Why? Why are they marketing us like this? Is it a cost for politicians to rule country? Let us see how we are suffering now. And then upon all the problem on the ground, we will have advised them the way out. If correct in this country, nobody listens to us. We tell them, Nigeria police, Nigeria army can never fight insurgency. Insurgency war is a guerrilla war. We have best army in the world. That's why they are trying. Look how they begin to kill our army. The people to fight insurgency, they call their special force. Not the type of special force we have in army and police. The country where you go train you as special force, they are going to give them equipment, that type of equipment they can never give to any country army to handle. And then they are going to connect you with their own satellite. The communication mass where we have in Nigeria now, if anything, go 20 kilometers in the back, it can never communicate. That's why it can't track anything. That country will connect you with their own network. We can use the equipment in any forest. Look how they are killing our soldiers. Look, they go and start areas anything. They allow this to continue. This thing they have a special force. It can take 3 months. They are going to whip all these people out. But Nigeria, politicians, they don't want to hear us. Are we going to continue on this? Look, no petrol now. They are killing people. You can't pass road. They are killing my Nigerian army. Continue waiting army. Are we going to continue on this? Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Elder, for that contribution. If I'm to count or recount how many times he talks about, the special forces, it would. I'd probably lost count because I mean, it's just a recurring conversation. There's a need to continue having it, and that's why he keeps reiterating that here all the time. But again, some things are introduced like this. Some people will be for and some will be against. It's just like the state policing, where a lot of people had suggested it right here on radio. Now it has come. We see a lot of people still kicking against it. And so it leaves me confused most of the time. What do we really want to be done? Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, welcome and thanks for joining us. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm John. My name is somebody with.
All right.
Sorry, ma'am. Yes, I don't have anything to say right now.
Sorry?
But I don't have any talk of anything about the issue of the world of Nigeria. I want to talk to Nigeria about all the politicians, all the leaders, all the punish, all of them.
Sorry, you cannot do that here. And if you want to completely be yanked off, or you want that right to be taken away from you, you don't come here and swear on your leaders. And it's something that we discourage as many times as possible. They are your leaders. They're in a position of authority. If you use words like this on them and they take action against you, it will not be them this time. It will be you using your rights carelessly.
That's right.
Let's move on. Hello, good morning. It's blessing.
Hello, good morning.
Okay, it's not blessing.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, to you. Olajide, it's good to have you join us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The deputy speaker did a human job yesterday while you are away. And we thank her and we say kudos to her.
All right, thank you so much.
She did very well.
All right.
On the issue of insurgency,
Okay.
Dr. Idrak, the fact is being the fact. If Nigeria Army raise even more than special forces, it cannot solve the problem.
Right.
The problem can only be solved by the people themselves over there, the indigenous people. And we have seen an example, and we continue to cite it here, where there was this kind of security challenges in Ondo State. May God bless the memory of Barrister Kledolu, the last former governor of Ondo State. The man raised what we call Amotekun with it, and the people supported him because those people there, they want to fight that kind of insecurity. And the Amotekun worked simply because they know themselves. You know, I do ask one question. Will it be possible for somebody that is not working in Igbo FM to come and be disturbing you people? It's not possible. Even if you bring a stranger down and you discover that immediately the stranger came, there's problem, there's fire, that you people start supporting that it's like this man that will boss. Maybe they are going to sack him or her. Let's sack him or her first so that we will know what is happening. Until the northern people themselves wake up to the reality that, okay, why these of our people are doing this? Because I believe those doing those what are doing in Sanfara, in Sokoto, they are the people from those places. They have grievances. They are the ones to know what is the grievances of our people against themselves, so that they will be able to resolve it. Let me tell you, no matter of asking the federal government takes to that place, it will not work. Because those people, immediately they know they are coming. The people that will give information, people that will do this, that will do that, to see that that action doesn't see the light of the day, they will do it. But if they themselves that decide that no, in Sanfara, you don't want to see this kind of thing, you see that it come to an end. God bless Nigeria. God bless you, Guefe.
Thank you so much, Olajide, for that.
Quite a lot, though. I mean, it's about the people, right? But then it also takes you to the place of how much education do these people have? How much exposure do they even have to knowing that, look, it should be about us?
All right, let's move on. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yeah, welcome and thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you. This is Frederick.
Frederick, it's been a long time since we had you here.
Yeah, really.
All right, it's good to have you join us today.
Thank you.
Let's have
Say hi to Dr.
Yeah,
Odog.
feels good.
Nice
Yeah, thanks a lot.
voice.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Sorry. That fella that came and was insulting the leadership and all that. You don't blame people like that. Well, it's unfortunate you don't hear that. But the truth here is that, for God's sake, why should people continue having the same problems they've been having for the past 10 years and believing they have a government that can solve issues and things are becoming worse? What do you think? They will definitely lose hope. A lot of them have seen worse than that. Sorry, let me tell you. The fact that I won't tell you that you don't travel a lot, and most times you live around. Let me tell you something. When you go to some places, this is not far away we're talking about. I was in Safe, Gusau. What you see there, View, Dambua, Konduga, all these places. I'm telling you, you won't believe you're in Nigeria. It's because you're here. What you see out there, in fact, you won't believe you have a government. Seriously, it's getting out of hand. I was passing by towards Al-Khaliri. That's the state. That's the hometown of the governor of Bauchi State. There were more than 200 and something of these criminals that came from somewhere on bike. It took the Nigerian army a lot. They forced those guys for more than 6 hours before we got breakthrough from Bauchi. It's unfortunate.
Mr. Frederick, we do understand the fact that we do understand the fact that it is terrible. It's a situation that needs urgent attention.
And you know, we can definitely have solutions.
Of course we can.
You understand? The issue here is that a lot of people are still benefiting from this state of, you understand? Like I just don't understand how these things happen. Somebody's talking about Motekun or whatever. Now, it was the same reason some people gave for the name of person Tinubu, that when he was the governor of Lagos State, the security and all that, and he was comparing Lagos State to Nigeria. And no one was going on in this country. And the people here who live in the north gave rooms for those very things when this thing started.
Anyways, so that we can have more people, Mr. Frederick, we're just going to have to end it right here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for thank you so much for that contribution there. But again, I just want to reiterate the fact that we understand that it is difficult. As a matter of fact, every single person is feeling the wave of this heat, going on right here. But we will not all come here to curse out on the government. Do you understand that? There are people too. And some of them might genuinely be trying all that they can to salvage the situation, right? So we don't encourage that. We encourage that you pass across your message and your grievances in a civil matter, in a way that is accepted. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
My name is GB.
Hi, GB. It's good to have you.
Yes. The starting of the soldiers and the attempted adoption of the airmen in that area showed to us that we are in a war front. The whole of Northwest, North Central, and Northeast is a war front, and it's a guerrilla war, not conventional war. And in a guerrilla war, there is no rule of engagement from the other side. That is the bandits. If this is a conventional war, there are rule of engagement. Today, as Russia is fighting with Ukraine, they cannot bomb the government house. There are area you cannot throw bomb. if you throw bomb into it, other nations will rise against you. So that's why you see that the president can still even move. People travel there, airport, people can still land today as Ukraine and move out of Ukraine because there are rules of engagement.
Yeah.
The guerrilla war is not. And Air Force, yes, it's good. But the way you can win guerrilla war is intelligence.
Yeah.
If you have the whole of Nigeria army turn to special force, you will still face if there is no intelligence. And who will be intelligent? The community people. Yeah. So some of them have been brought over. How do these criminals get to power their back they are riding? How do they get food? People are supplying them. Before we are buying them for 600 naira, they are buying them like 3,000 per liter, 4,000 per liter. So if they are in that business, giving them money, giving them logistics, food and the rest of it. Those are activities. So people are supplying goods to them. Those people don't want this war to end. So they are the ones that be giving information, intelligence about the movement of the something. They are the community there. They be telling the bandits how the soldiers are moving. So that's the reason I said that we need community policing and state policing to counter these people and give intelligence either to the special squad, to the army we have now, or a special force. They need intelligence. That's only way we can win guerrilla war. And that's why I'm saying that the community and state policing is the solution to this thing. And the better the government do this thing and get sorted out, the better for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
GB.
Thank you so much, GB. That made a lot of sense.
That's right.
Regardless of whatever force you put together, intelligence is the main
very, very
thing.
important.
If you see in other developed countries where they have spies, they have uniform people that do not actually put on uniforms.
And I think high-tech person.
Yes, I think we have them here, but we underutilize these things as well because there are ways to go about these things. We see that Nigerians are a lot more tech savvy.
Indeed.
So we should employ the use of these technologies to help fight out the crime. It's not something that we'll do manually alone. We have done the manual process of recruiting, all of that. But there are wars that you don't fight physically or manually. You use technology and intelligence, like he said. If these things are not in place, we might as well just go back to square one because what are we really fighting? Exactly. There's no strategy being deployed. Let's go on a very short break, please. When we get back, we'll keep up with this conversation. Do not touch that dial.
No AC? No problem. We're cooling you down with the freshest hits.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
The city of Abuja is about to encounter one day of perfection, completeness, power, authority, healing, and Breakthrough Conference 2024. One day to shape the new year as the year begins. We lay the foundations with prayers, fasting, and prophetic directions from God's mouthpieces. Come and ignite your new year in the fires of God's presence with our pastor, Pastor Carthegiu Benson, and special guest speakers, Minister K.I. and Joshua Moses on the 20th of April 2024. Venue, Zoological Garden, opposite Area 1 Shopping Complex, Garki, Abuja. Time, 4 p.m. Come and command your day. Remember, God can be trusted.
Through our research and policy memos, we have identified the challenges facing youth civic participation. Now, it's time to equip you with the tools you need to engage with government agencies and elected leaders effectively. Are you tired of feeling sidelined in the governance process? Do you want to make a difference in your community? Don't let your voice go unheard. Tune into Eagles 102.3 FM, Abuja, every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on the Civic Martyrs and be part of the movement for a more inclusive, accountable, and transparent government. Our mission is clear: to bridge the gap between citizens and government, ensuring that public resources are located to address your priorities. The Civic Martyrs is sponsored by ProMed Foundation with the support of the Nigerian Youth Futures Fund, NYFF. Please listen to this announcement. Farex Borehole. We are competent. We are committed. We simplify borehole for your borehole survey, for your borehole drilling, or any of your borehole challenges. Call us on 080 3596 5170. 080 3596 5170. You can visit our office at Goshen Plaza, opposite Jabi Motor Park, Abuja.
We play those songs. The good tunes just don't stop.
The good tunes just don't stop. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja.
All right, thank you for staying.
She's back on a Friday. All right.
Oh my God, I try my best to not say that, but I mean,
come on. All right,
it's just
like
there, guys.
It's a lingua franca.
But it's all right. Everything is all right. Everything is all right. That's why I just like.
No. I'm not. Look. You're doing great. I like the all right. That's the point. So, in fact, especially for me, I like the way you curve your lips when you say all right. All
guys,
right.
it's not back today. Let's keep up with this conversation. Hello, good morning to you.
Banter said that, please.
All right, quickly.
I can't bring that because you have to understand what I'm saying.
All right.
You see, 80% of duty of a special force is intelligence.
Okay.
Only 20% the physical attack. So I agree with me, and then we play that Nigeria will establish it. And then the problem is not you let us be sincere to ourselves. You see, you are talking about a motorcycle. A motorcycle they do it very easy in the western side because you can't see any children in the morning carry plate with the breakfast. Those are our children when we choose to send to school. Go to school now, you see children carry suitcase, carry plate with breakfast. And then those children go, no hard work, no education, what do you want them to do? They are the people they are recruiting to this terrorist group now. If we in the north here, if we can stop that type of program, send our children to school, give them work. In the Yoruba land, you can never see any small people carry plate in the morning, they burn food without going to school. And that's why they establish a motorcycle. Everything succeeds because those people, they are not there. In the Abuja here now, night, if you keep your plate outside, they will carry it. If you are bidding, make you not sleep for your bidding. They will remove the roof. Those children will refuse to send to school in the north here. They are the problem to the north here. Unless if we in the north here, we go back to our house. Somebody will born a woman pikin, keep her for house to marry, and then a born man pikin. Within 2 years, he push it out. The name of what you don't know. If you grow, what did you want that guy to do? You see beautiful woman in the city, beautiful houses, beautiful people riding car. What did you want that man to do? Not the people we go to. They are the people in the forest there. So unless if we in the north, we are safe as God. And tell our children, thank you very much. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that contribution there. Let's take a few messages, or should we take this call and then the message? Hello, good morning.
Thank you for taking my call. Let me tell you, this GG, if it can be allowed to use the Kano jet that US sold to us in North Central and Northwest, will end this war. You cannot get this magic in the Northeast to degrade Boko Haram. They're not like armed robbers who shoot and run away. If it can be allowed to use cannot jet in the Northwest, North Central, I'm telling you, forget about bandit.
All right. Thank you so much for that one. Hello, good morning. All right. Let's take this message. It says, Good morning and welcome back, Martha. That's James. Hi, James. Good morning to you. He says, let me repeat it again, that the government isn't sincere in its dealings with Nigerians. NNPC claims that the scarcity is due to logistical issues and has been resolved. Is Lagos also facing scarcity and queues due to logistic issues, considering the tank farms are located in Lagos? The NNPC just this morning announced it had signed a contract to build 100,000 PD capacity within the same Port Harcourt refinery. It hasn't been able to fix. On the insecurity in the northwest and northeast, those who are supposed to be on top of the situation are complicit in making things worse because it benefits them if the situation continues. It's not just about the people and villagers, but the sincerity of the military as well. We have heard soldiers come out to complain about not receiving orders and having their itinerary leaked, which leads to ambush. Can we really blame villagers for not wanting to give information? What protection do they give after giving information, or do they get after giving information, when these people are eventually released back into the society as repentant terrorists? And imagine we just have a case of people escaping prison,
in fact unleashed to an
106
society,
yes,
community rather.
So say for instance someone commits a crime, and I'm aware that the terrorists as well, because there's some people in environments are very vigilant. If I see someone who doesn't reside around my environment or is new there, I'd know because it's a new face. I don't necessarily need to have to speak with everybody before I know. So people call these people out. True, you know, I've seen women in communities that say, this guy, every morning he's out of the house, he doesn't come back until 9 night, and when he comes back, he's holding weapons and all of that. He's running or he's breathing very fast. These are things people will look at. And now the innocent woman goes and tells the police, see, this person I think is a threat to the community. Then they arrest this guy. Release him to the society. Who do you think would be his first target?
Let me give you a story, Martha. This one is an experiential story. This is something I went through.
Okay.
So somewhere, in Abuja, I don't want to mention the place, right? Well, I'll just mention it, Kuzape area there, right? I had left for work. That was in 2021 or 2022. I can't remember now. Yeah, it was the Workers' Day. Close to Workers' Day. Workers' Day fell on a Monday that day. Yeah, it was second. Sorry, Workers' Day was first on a Sunday and second. So I went to work. Do you know I got back to discover that my room was empty?
I think you told me that.
I told you that story. Yeah. And then do you know what the police told me? Who are you suspecting?
Yeah.
So they will point finger.
Now they tell the person.
When they'll of course will come make an arrest. Then the person will say, "Why am I here? Why did you bring me here?" This person said he's suspecting you of. My dear, I think the police should stop. They should stop that
because it will put the lives of the people who give the information.
That's why people don't want to give information these days. Nobody wants to do that because the next minute you're roping them into the whole situation, or you're putting them in a destiny, at risk, and that's the point. So why would I want to risk my life to do that? I just be quiet. Maintain the culture of silence and say, okay, make it spoil. Now all of us,
So like Elder said, the community, there's only so much that the community people can do. And James also made mention of that fact. There's only so much that they can do. They also will be trying to protect their heads, protect their families as well, so that they don't become victims of any one of these things.
Especially if they are threatened.
Yes, of course.
They're threatened and they see that the
capacity of those people are much more than
the police. What are you saying?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Right. This is not like we're taking sides. Yes, the people are supposed to be responsible, for what happens in their society and all of that. But these people, they know the people indeed. Yes. Okay. Now we know them.
But who calls? Nobody's able to. And it happens a lot in local communities. Nobody will be able to say, "I know who is doing this thing," even though they know.
They know, and you know why? Because those people have also made examples of those who are called. Yeah. And so they've seen it.
Yeah. They kill somebody, and they're like, "If you talk,
This is how you end up."
So I think
the policing should really tighten their belts, and if the state police is what we need at this point in time, I mean, there's no perfect system. We just jump into it and try to see that it works. And
but again, the Inspector General of Police did make some very valid points.
And then he went back and revoked it and said it was a personal point.
You can imagine.
Now that's the point. He said it was his personal.
Very best of points, because he did make mention of the fact that will be abused.
Well, he did make mention of that it would be abused. And what happens, to the place of, are we undermining this federal government itself? When you say federal government, are we really undermining their power and their might? If the federal government would put laws that would restrict, it's all about the federal government.
It's not just about implementing the state policing. It's by putting rules that restricts abuse.
Restrict that abuse.
Abuse of that power.
And then restrict it, and then bring the people who attempt to test your might.
Anyways, I think we're getting a bit carried away with this conversation. But it is what it is. These are some of the things that happens that makes it quite difficult for people to call out the people who are in error.
That's just it.
Because I would not call out an Uduak if I know Uduak will overpower me. No matter what happens, Uduak comes back, or Uduak will always find a way
something against
me.
I'm holding against you.
So this is the reason some of these methods might not be effective. It might not work. Whistleblowing. Remember the time of whistleblowing? You need to have a right or protection right for whistleblowers. That's the only way you can get information. Because I feel like, look at the Okwama community.
That's right.
Nobody has mentioned the name of anybody who was involved in that.
So
nobody is going to mention the names of these people, because obviously for people to carry out such a heinous crime, there might have been some level of terrorists in the community, terrorizing the community and all of that. So they actually are involved in this act prior to now, because I don't think it's a first time murderer.
Have you even seen the latest narrative? The latest narrative is, the soldiers that were killed were far away from our village. We have nothing to do with that.
So you see, the community will know for a fact who committed that crime.
Right.
But do you have any right in place to protect these people when they come out to tell you this is the person,
so he tells
or that is the person?
What have you brought to the table to ensuring that their lives are secured, right? What have you brought to the table?
Yes.
If you've not brought anything cogent or tangible, then you don't
expect
expect cooperation.
Yes, of course.
You don't expect that.
Anyways, thank you guys so much. I see the phone lines beeping.
What have you brought to the table?
I see the phone lines beeping. We will not be able to take any more of this calls. Thank you so much. It's always good to have someone to banter with right here in the studio. And then, you guys out there, thank you so much. We'll see you in the next hour. There, we're talking about Abuja.
Yes,
their city, Abuja, and it is what it is. Keep it up at that hour. That's so that we keep the conversation going. Do not go anywhere.
The good tunes just don't stop.
The good tunes just don't stop. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja.